Hello and welcome back to another RPG Maker with video with me, Squishalski. So I am continuing on with a murder in Buckfield. Oh, hang on a minute. I did not want to do that. I wanted to play it. So there we go, murder in Buckfield. So continuing on, and where I was at last time is I was in the Towers apartments and I was interviewing Paul, and I'm going to continue on interviewing Paul now and carry on going through the different apartments. So I started at the top and I made my way down, so let's carry on. So what's up, detective? Ask about relationship with Emily. Paul, let's talk about your relationship with Emily. You two seem to have a complicated relationship. People say you got possessive, even stalked her. What's your side of that? Jealous? No way, dang. Complicated? Man, it was real tight. She was the queen, I was her knight. I was keeping it real. She knew I was down for her, you know. Paul waves his hand around like he's spitting bars on a street corner. His movements loose and exaggerated. She was mine, no doubt, but hey, don't know the story. I wasn't stalking, just trying to keep her from the worry. Couldn't let her slip like the rest of them. People talk, but I was trying to defend. But when you care, it comes off like that sometimes. You feel me? You cross your arms, staring flatly at Paul as he bobs his head, snapping his fingers to a rhythm only he can hear. Right. How far did it go, though? You ever crossed some lines? Paul's expression suggests he doesn't quite grasp the weight of the conversation, or doesn't care to. Intense? I was just real with her, dang. Ain't no limits when you got lust for someone. But I kept it cool, kept it calm, never hit. When she dipped on me, yeah, that shit didn't fit. You know how it goes when you care too much. Things get all twisted, but I ain't no psycho. If I was stalking, why would I be standing here talking to you? Huh? Ain't like that. Twisted how? Were you ever physically aggressive with her? His eyes dart between your face and the floor, clearly nervous or distraught. Sometimes I was heated, but always kept it real. Never laid a hand, just made her feel the deal. For real, dang, I don't swing like that. I'm hot spice, you feel me? Ain't nothing about the act. You do this often, talking rhymes like that? Can't help it, man. It's just how I speak. It comes natural, like flowing from the creek. His confidence feels hollow, like a kid bragging about a bike he doesn't actually own. How about the letter I found in her room? The one where you told her she was gonna regret making you look like a fool. That she was gonna feel it soon. That's just me blowing off steam. I was pissed, right? People write dumb shit when they mad. I didn't mean it. You can't tell me you never said something you didn't mean. Just words, huh? Funny how threats like that tend to turn into action, and Emily's dead now. How do you think that looks for you? Look, Spice Shop ain't no killer. Yeah, I wrote that, but it didn't mean nothing. I'm an artist, yo. I was gonna put that on wax, but I couldn't get to the studio, so I just wrote the letter instead. I just wanted her to listen, that's it. Paul shifts uneasily as he glances away. For a moment his bravado cracks, and you catch the faintest glimmer of something. Guilt, maybe? Regret? He quickly replaces it with a scowl. Ask about vandalism at the church. You involved in that rock through the church window? Hey man, I ain't do no window breaking. Might be smart to come clean about it. Honestly, I don't care if you admit to it or not. I'm not here to dig into your little vandalism stunts or your beef with Pastor Ron. I just need to know if it ties back to Emily's murder. He rubs the back of his neck, fingers trembling slightly before he jams them into his pocket. You're saying I get immunity if I fess up or something? Sure, Paul. Tell me what happened. I'm not here to slap cuffs on you for that. So just bear with me. Man, I ain't gonna lie. People like to talk. They ain't got nothing better to do than point fingers. But I ain't look. Paul smirks and throws his shoulders into a mock swagger, rapping like he's on stage. That rock was just a little beef passed around. He talking mess, so I drew one and gone. Ain't no big deal, just a little retaliation. Don't need no explanation. You know how it be. Mess with me, now you're gonna see. Wow. What was the beef about, Paul? Emily visiting him, getting her hair cut? His jaw tightens so hard, you half expect him to grind his teeth to dust. Hells yeah, dang, that guy's a creep, straight up. I see nothing, and you all ain't gonna believe this. Try me. Couple weeks back, I slipped into the church, real quiet, wanted to see what this dude's deal really is, and guess what? Caught him in the back, pants down, jerking some pornos, right after Emily was there. That don't seem right, does it? Yeah, I think I've read through this bit before, but hey. You jot down a note, the scratch of your pen filling the silence between his words. He watches you carefully, almost like he's trying to read your thoughts. That's a bold claim. You sure about what you saw? Dead sure, yo. I saw his cock out. Dude a freak, no doubt. I ain't got no proof, but my gut say he's more than just a dangerous detective. What if he got violent with Emily? Maybe she caught him doing something, or knew something he wasn't supposed to. Ain't hard to connect the dots. That's a wild charge, Paul. You're accusing a man of murder with nothing to back it up, just your intuition. Yeah, intuition, call it whatever, but I know what I seen, and I know people. Ron ain't clean, man. You think he just sitting there, reading his Bible all holy like? Nah, that dude's hiding something. You need to check him out before he gets away with it. He sniffles, a sharp quick sound, and he tries to cover it with a cough, straighten up like it never happened. Ask about. So you admit to the church window, but what about the missing statue head at Randy Cooper's house? His voice rises, not out of anger, but something closer to desperation. No, I ain't got nothing to do with that head. That's some other fool you misled. You sure about that? You really had no part in the statue? Paul gestures broadly, his hands moving with a flourish as if performing a game. Man, I told you, that's a different game. I ain't touch it. Don't put me into frame. God. Cut the shit with the rhymes, Paul. This isn't a fucking joke. It's a gift, don't hate it, just respect. That's how I roll, got rhymes to collect. He swallows hard, his nostrils flaring. Alright, chill. The statue, I ain't your guy for that. I admit to the window, but ain't nobody messing with no statue head, not my style. Any idea who did mess with the statue? How should I know, Dane? Maybe a weird drifter guy, but I don't know. That's just mystery. Ask about Emily's relationships. What about Emily's relationships with her family, her mother? What about Tommy Harris? Man, you really try and dig into my business, huh? Tommy, man, that dude was too busy trying to be her daddy, all up in her grill, trying to tell you what to do. Ain't no way she could be herself with him around. And her mum's? His face twists, caught somewhere between anger and sorrow, his voice thick and low. Her mum's? Tommy Dose too had her own dings, but they ain't never understand the way she sings. But Tommy got a reputation, short-tempered, violent. Did he ever put his hands on Emily? Excuse me? No, dang, he'd knocked Linda around, sure, But if he ever tried that with Emily, man, I would have handled him, you feel me? Would have beat his ass if I had to. His eyes dart to your notepad, his voice sharp. What you writing down now? Better not be biting my style, yo. He's trying to sound indignant, but there's an edge of nervousness in his tone. You think you intimidated Tommy Harris? He punctuates his words with sharp hand movements, stabbing the air with his fingers like he's in a rap battle inside, instead of talking about a murder. Damn straight, ain't no way he'd put that crap round me. I ain't scared of him. He knew better than to start something when I was around. Right. Let's talk about that Jacob Turner guy. Didn't she have a thing for him? Paul's hand ball into a fist at his sides, knuckles whitening, but he doesn't step closer. He's angry, sure, but there's something beneath it. Fear, maybe, or shame. He's always lurking, trying to be the good guy, trying to get close to her, you know. I saw him, man. He may have played it cool, but I wasn't blind. She had a ding for him, no doubt, but that ain't mean she didn't know what was real. I kept watching though, never let it get too far. She always came back to me, you feel me? Ain't nobody was gonna take my spot, not while I was around. Gotcha. It's much clearer now. Do you know anything about Emily using drugs? He avoids your gaze, staring at the floor like it might give him answers. His voice wavers, though he tries to keep it steady. Excuse me? They ain't real, man. I don't need to say more. Hot dog no snitch, bro. Though that Jake bitch left me sore. Uh-huh. Noted. Paul's chest heaves as he takes a deep breath, but it shudders on the way out. That'll do for now, Paul. Stay out of trouble and don't even think about skipping town. Yeah, detective. You know where to find me. Ain't like I'm going anywhere. His fingers drum on the side of his leg, the rhythm uneven. He's clearly relieved to see you leaving. Actually, one more thing. What's with the name Hot Spice Shop Hot Hood Dog? Sounds like a menu item. A smirk appears on his face, clearly proud of himself. It's a brand, man. Hot Spice, because I bring the heat. Shop Hood, because I keep in the streets. Dog, because I'm law, you know. That's my word. It's unique, memorable. Ain't nobody else got a nickname like it. He gestures grandly, like he's introducing himself on stage, but there's a hint of insecurity in his eyes. Yeah, unique's one way to put it. You think I should trim it down though, like keep it just Hot Spice, or maybe Spice Shop, Shop Hood Dog? What do you think, D-Man? Give me something real. Why not just Hot Dog? He folds his arm, clearly irritated. Hot Dog, man, you playing with me? I ain't no joke. Suggest the name. Hood Dog. Hood Dogs. Rolled off the tongue. I could see it working for you. He leans back, nodding slowly. Hood Dog. Yeah, that's got some swagger to it. Alright, detective. I'll keep that one in mind. Might be onto something. Glad I could help you with your branding. Now try and stay out of trouble, Paul. His expression appears contemplative as he thinks about his new alias. Peace out, yo. That's Ramkin, one of my biggest inspirations, yo. Saw Biggie live in Harlem last year too. Man, that's my word, real legend. Trying to keep my hustle alive like him. Cool. Yo, that's my gear, yo. Gotta stay fresh for the court, you feel me? You ain't ready for the court, trust. Okay, cool. The fridge, old and dented, holds a mishmash of takeout containers. You hungry? Don't get too excited. It ain't stocked up, but trust me, when it's stocked, it's all snacks and soda, baby. The sink filled with dirty dishes and leftover food. Yo, don't mess with the sink. I ain't washing no dishes unless it's real necessary. Okay, cool. Well, I think I've had enough of him. So now I need to go down some more. Right. Before I do that, let's have a look at the satchel. Right. To-do list. So I need to confront Jacob Turner, locate Eddie, I need to interview Carol Mitchell and investigate the headless statue. Right. So I'm going to go all the way to the end and come back down. Oh, this is the first one. Okay, so let's go this way. Knock on the door. Yes. We're not fools and deaf ears. Just make sure there's not one. Okay, cool, right. And here. Knock on the door. Yes. It seems that no one is home. Knock on the door. Yes. Knock louder. Yes. The door creaks open and Carol Mitchell appears, her expression serious, an unmistakable heartache in her eyes, as if a part of her is lost. She looks you over, then at the notepad you carry in your satchel. She gestures to it with a subtle motion, indicating she understands you might need it. She reaches up, pressing her hand to her lips, then gestures to her chest, her fingers brushing over her heart as if to say, I know what happened. I'm Detective Squishalski, investigating Emily's murder. Her eyes darken when she reads your lips, say Emily's name, a fleeting sadness that's quickly masked, as though she's fighting to keep herself together. You gesture with your hands toward your satchel. I need to ask you some questions, if that's okay. She gives a small nod, motioning for you to step inside, pulling the door wider. Okay, a sturdy metal rack stands against the wall, its neatly folded towels suggesting a habit of order and routine. You've got no cause to go snooping through her house. Above the dresser hangs a purple flag, a relic from the Buckfield Cultural Exchange Group. Besides it, a Japanese flag adds an international touch, perhaps a nod to the group's outreach efforts for a personal connection. A tall, heavy coat cabinet dominates the room, its scuffed doors bearing the weight of years. No reason to go digging into her things. An open laptop lies on the media cabinet, its screen dark, though smudges on the screen hint at regular use. A bulky, slightly outdated printer rests on the media console, its plastic casing yellowed, but it's still functional. There's nothing special about the wastebasket. A hum rises faintly from the old fridge, its white surface dotted with a handful of magnets and faded notes. The stove is clean but worn, its burners blackened in places from years of careful but constant cooking. Simple shelves run above the counter, stocked neatly with mismatched plates, mugs and jars of spices. The stainless steel sink gleams wiped spotless except for a single coffee mug left to dry. The bookshelf holds an orderly mix of books and manuals, including text on American Sign Language and a selection of eclectic companions for quiet evenings. The lone potted plant leaves are healthy, yet they stretch out for more light than the apartment provides. Okay. Carol's reddened eyes lock onto yours, steady and unyielding. The grief is there, raw and undeniable, but layered beneath it is something quieter, resolve, or perhaps expectation. You pull out your memo pad, the most effective tool for communicating with a deaf woman. Ask about relationship with Emily. The notepad feels heavier than it should as you jot down the question. Can you tell me about your relationship with Emily? You pause for a moment, glancing up at Carol. Her face already hints at the answer. Tight-lipped and wary, you hold the notepad toward her, letting her take her time with it. She takes the pen, her movements deliberate, as if choosing each word carefully. After a few moments, she begins to write, her pen scratching faintly against the paper. Emily was my niece, my half-brother's daughter. He, God rest his soul, passed away years ago. We were close, closer than she was with her mum, Linda. Emily didn't feel comfortable at home, especially with Tommy there. She stayed with me more often recently. It was better for her here. She places the pen onto the notepad, her fingers lingering on top of it before she hands it back to you. Her tired eyes bear the weight of her grief. She stands still, arms folded across her chest, trying to hold herself together. Ask about when she last saw Emily. You hold the notepad up, angling it somewhat to ensure she has a clear view. The faint scuff of the pen hangs in the air as her focus shifts to the question. When did you last see Emily? Her fingers tighten briefly around the notepad, her breath shallowing as she absorbs the question. Excuse me. She seems to gather her thoughts, looking off to the side before writing. The night before last. She came home after visiting Pastor Ron at the church. We had dinner together. She didn't say anything about going out, and I went to bed around 9 p.m. She was still here then. That was the last time I saw her. Her shoulders sag as she exhales slowly, her hands trembling as she gives the pen back to you. A brief silence settles between you as she stands there, hands clasped together, trying to steady herself. You tap the name Ron with your fingers, a clear question in your eyes as you gesture towards the name. You're making a subtle wave as if to say, something off? Carol looks at you puzzled. She points to her chest, then to the name, shaking her head firmly. Her lips move silently. No. She raises her hands in a small questioning gesture as if asking, why would you even ask? It's clear she thinks he is a good man. It might be better to drop this line of inquiry than to stir up any unnecessary drama or anguish for the poor woman. Ask about Emily's relationships. You lean back slightly as you write. What can you tell me about Emily's relationships with people in her life? Linda, Tommy, Paul. After finishing, you tap the pen against the margin once. A quiet rhythm to break the stillness, holding the notepad out to her. You study Carol's reaction, her face tensing at the mention of relationships. Her brows knit together as she scrubs the bridge of her nose before picking up the pen. There's an edge to the way she collects it, her frustration carefully restrained. She begins to write. Her mum Linda, she tried, but they didn't get along. Tommy was too controlling. Emily didn't like being told what to do. As for Paul, he was a troublemaker. Emily deserved better, but she had a soft spot for him. Excuse me? I told her to be careful around him, but you know how teenagers are. Her lips press together, her posture stiffens, almost as if bracing herself against the emotions she doesn't want to let show. She stands there for a moment longer before returning the notepad to you with a small sigh, her hand brushing her forehead as though wiping away invisible stress. Ask about Jacob Turner. The pen feels cold in your grip as you scrawl the name. What about Jacob Turner? Anything unusual? You shift your weight, standing straighter as you finish the question, holding the notepad out with measured care. You catch a faint flicker of unease in her posture as she looks at the page. She pauses mid-breath, gripping the pen tightly as she stares at the question. Her fingers tap the pen slightly against the paper before she begins writing quickly, as though she's trying to express something that weighs on her. I know Jacob from the library and the apartment. He lives upstairs. Never had much of an opinion about him. As for Emily and Jacob, I don't know. They hung out sometimes. You take the notepad from her and quickly scribble another question underneath the first one. Have you seen signs of drug use or anything strange with either of them? She reads it carefully, then writes again, I haven't noticed anything like that. They seem fine to me, honestly. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention, but I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. She lowers the pen, glancing at you with a quiet, almost guarded expression, waiting for you to continue. After a beat, she taps the pen against the notepad. She lowers her head to write more. Actually, I did notice something strange. A few times last month, I was out walking and thought I saw Emily and Jacob going into the abandoned mall. Never asked her about it. Just figured it was teenagers being teenagers. At least for Emily's part. I don't know what business they had there. Carol leans back slightly, folding her arms as she watches you read. The silence hangs heavy, her expression unreadable, as if guarding whatever thoughts are racing through her mind. Thank you for your time, Miss Mitchell. You begin to pack your things, ready to leave, but she gestures for the notepad again, her hand shaking as she takes it from you. She grips the pen with more intent this time, struggling to translate everything she feels into words. Slowly, she begins to write. Emily had a bigger heart than this town. She always saw the good in people, even when they didn't deserve it. She dreamed of leaving Buckfield and making a difference, of being more than what life here could offer her. She exhales sharply before continuing. She was my family, my light after I lost my baby brother. She was everything good in a world that often isn't. Please. The word hangs alone on the page, underlined with a shaky line. Please find who did this to her. She deserves justice. She deserves to be remembered for the beautiful person she was, not the way her life was taken. Carol finishes and sets the notepad back into your hands. Her chin dips towards her chest and she doesn't look away. Her stillness carries a heaviness more profound than any words could, as though her grief has reached a depth beyond conveyance. You knock, but no one answers. A faded fire alarm box sits on the wall, its small door ajar at the button above it covered in dust. A corkboard warped with age hangs above mailboxes littered with outdated flyers and sun-bleached notices no one bothers to take down. Okay, so let's go back into here. So I need to confront Jacob Turner, investigate the headless statue, and locate Eddie Blake. Right. Ready to leave the apartments? Yep. Are you sure? Yes. You haven't missed any clues? Failed to knock on any doors? Are you absolutely positively 110% certain, detective? Yes. Okay. The rain's stopped, thank goodness. The day is getting late. You should check in with Clive. You also need to confront Jacob Turner about what you discovered in his apartment, while being careful not to reveal too much. Okay, so let's go back to Jacob at the library. So yeah. Jacob. Leave me the fuck alone. Want to chat? Call my lawyer. Perhaps now is a good time to confront Jacob about what you found in his apartment. Confront him. As much as I'd love to let you get back to alphabetizing dust jackets and perfecting your sushing technique, we need to talk about the things you've been hiding. Your secrets. Secrets? You're full of shit. You have nothing and we both know it. Do you write much, Jacob? Keep a journal, maybe? His lips part, but no words come out. He's visibly shaken, caught off guard. The journal? What's this amateur... I can't even say that word. Psychoanalysis? Psychoanalyst. Can't say it. Why would you ask me something like that? His face reddens, a cocky, edgy grin replaced by an unmistakable scowl. Writing things down. It's a way to process thoughts, right? Get things off your chest. Some people get pretty honest in their journals. Too honest sometimes. If I had a journal, and I'm not saying I do, it wouldn't be any of your damn business. You can't just barge in here throwing accusations around. The shift in his mood is palpable as fury replaces surprise. Relax, Jacob. I'm just asking. You seem nervous. I'm not nervous, detective. I'm pissed. Either arrest me or get the hell out of my face. You ignore the outburst. What about your shoes, Jacob? What size do you wear? Jacob blinks, startled by the question before letting out a short, incredulous laugh. Shoes? Seriously, what's next? You want my shirt size too? Honour me. Humour me, even. His hands twitch, itching for a reaction, his whole body brimming with tension. Size 11. Why? You find some magical clue in someone's sneakers. You pause for effect and lean slightly closer. Let's just say shoe sizes can be revealing. Well, you're barking up the wrong tree, detective. With a shrug and a wink, he reclaims his confidence. What about other habits, Jacob? The kind that leave evidence behind, stuff people don't expect to be found. A moment of hesitation flashes across his face, but he's gone before he can even register it. This again. This is bullshit and you know it. I don't have anything to say to you. The sharpness in his voice grows cold and dangerous as his patience runs out. No, you don't. But when people keep saying things like paraphernalia hidden, it usually tells a story all on its own, and I'm a pretty good reader, Jacob. With a quick, invisible laugh, he wipes away the anger and steps back into his usual self-assured posture. I'm done with this. Unless you're here with a warrant, this conversation is over, and if you're pulling this crap, I'll call Michael Whipple. He'd love to have a chat with you about harassment. Whipple, huh? Portland's finest ambulance chaser. I should have known you'd had him on speed dial. He's grinning now, his tone dripping with mock politeness. Oh, he's more than just on speed dial. One phone call and him makes sure this whole thing blows up in your face. So unless you've got something real, detective, I'd suggest you leave. One more thing. Emily's Aunt Carol, Mitchell, says she saw you and Emily heading toward the abandoned mall. Want to explain that? He blinks momentarily, then breaks into a sardonic laugh. Emily's aunt? I knew she was deaf, but I didn't know she was blind too. She absolutely didn't see me. Maybe that weird drifter that's been hanging around, but not me. What's his story anyway? Don't change the subject, Jacob. She's not blind, and she saw enough to make me ask you why you were there. Jacob shakes his head slowly, his smirk fading from his lips. That wasn't me. I never went in there. Whatever she thinks she saw, she's wrong. Funny how you're always misunderstood, Jacob. You sure that's the story you want to stick with? Mocking you, he gives an exaggerated shrug, as if he couldn't care less. Stick with, detective. I'm not changing anything. Arrest me if you've got the guts, or stop wasting my time. Enjoy your evening, Jacob. I'll be in touch. Can't wait. He calls out, his voice light but tingled with defiance. Next time, bring a fucking library card. Okay, so central. So okay. DLive's not there. Actually, let's... just in case anyone's there. Nobody there. Oh, he's probably at the police station, isn't he? Okay, so let's have a look. Tasks. 3 of 25. Clues. Okay. Let's find Clive. Officer Vining turns towards you, a sandwich in one hand. He's chewing slowly, his posture tired but alert. Late lunch, huh? He nods as he takes another bite. You alone? He swallows the bite, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand, and sets the sandwich down on the counter. Yeah, Chief's off at the clinic with Dr. Daniels talking about Emily's autopsy. Officer Wallif's got sent home. She's been burning the candle at both ends since this whole thing started. Not to mention you've pretty much taken charge of the case now. Sounds like everyone's in motion. Yeah, well, motion doesn't mean much if we're not catching anyone. I've got to be honest, kid. People are asking. They want answers. It's been over 30 hours and no one's been arrested yet. He stares at his sandwich for a moment, his frustration palpable as he looks back at you and speaks with a heavy sigh. How much longer are we going to be stuck spinning our wheels? I'm working it, Vining. We're getting closer. Close isn't enough. Being close would have let Bundy walk. So let's try... see what's going down here. Chief Lawson. Hey, Detective. I was just going over Emily's autopsy report again, making sure we didn't miss anything important. Anything new to share? He gives you a tired look, shaking his head. Nothing. We've got a lot of things in motion, but nothing's coming together yet. Hope you're working on something solid, because at this rate, it's starting to look like we're getting nowhere. You can count on me to see this through, Chief. His eyes, clouded over with frustration, begin to carry a faint glimmer of renewed hope. By the way, did Jacob Turner speak to you about his alibi? He did. Said she was some Thursday night and didn't leave until Friday morning. Do you buy it? I don't see him as a killer. Quiet type, sure, but this feels like a bit of a reach. Jacob's alibi might hold water, but something about his proximity to Emily and his demeanour nag at the edges of reason. Sceptical or not, the Chief's gut isn't enough to put this to rest. Detective Squishalski, your partner, Detective Henderson, left a while ago. He was looking much better after a couple of hours on the IV. Did he say where he was headed? He said something about wanting to check out the old mall. Mentioned that's where he'd be if you saw him. Seemed pretty set on it. Didn't get the chance to ask why he was heading there though. Got it. Thanks, Doc. Okay. was this way, yeah. Yep, it is. Clive? Yo, rookie, Clive's back, baby. That IV drip was like rocket fuel. Feeling good as new. What are you doing out here? You've talked to everyone except the drifter, right? Eddie Blake. Yeah, I haven't tracked him down yet. Well, he's been hanging around the mall, hasn't he? Time to corner this scribbly prick. Come on, I found a gap in the fence over here. Let's go. What are you doing? Taking a coffee break? We need answers, not naps. Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, almost forgot to mention. He pauses, glancing at you with a grim look. Colonel Hayes wants this case wrapped up. He's sending a unit to pick us up in a couple of hours. Apparently there's gonna be a big press conference tomorrow morning. NCN's gonna be there. And he wants no rest before then. What? We don't even know who the hell did it yet. You can't hide the shock in your voice. Yeah, well, Hayes doesn't exactly care about who did it. He's the shoot first, ask questions later type. The guy's got a reputation for getting things done, but it's not about the truth with him, it's about the optics. The news will eat it up. Clive looks back towards the mall and gives you a long, hard look. Once we go in there though, no turning back. You ready? Give me a minute. Right. Hurry up. Haynes won't wait around forever. You can think all you want, but we're running out of time. Meet me back here when you're ready. Question is this there like... it's just bus stop. Okay, cool. Right. Let's do it. Yep. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. Good, it's about time. Let's get this over with. Steady sharp. Jimmy's Grill and Fire, I remember that place. I ate it in South Paris one time. Not bad, actually. Man, this place is a fucking dump. Let's hope the roof doesn't cave in with how many goddamn holes it has in it. Little gates. Right, so I literally just want to try and... Okay, right. Stands in disarray. It's soft serve machine silent. A weathered menu board hangs askew, and the smell of stale waffle cones linger faintly in the air. Air grows thick with neglect. Ghost of its former self. It's a McDonald's stand, and I know that there is something around here. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's something around here. Right, I'm literally just looking. There's something here. Chest for cigarette butt, like the one you found at the crime scene. What does this mean? Did the murderer drop it here in the mall? Then again, perhaps it doesn't carry any significance. And another clue. You call out to your partner. Clive, I found a Chesterfield butt, like the one I found at the crime scene. I suppose it's something, he yells back, but we're going to need more than a couple of cigarette butts to close this case. Okay, so the question is sexual. Now I need... Come on, come on, come on, come on. There is something there, but I think we literally have to go into here. Right. This leather-bound diary sitting half hidden in one of the handbags. Its edge is worn, cover cracked. You pull it out carefully and begin to flip through the pages. Sit to the name Emily Johnson is written clearly on the inside cover. You found a clue. You freeze for a moment, taking in the weight of what you're holding. You can feel your heart rate begin to quicken. Raising your voice, you shout through the walls, your words sharp and frantic, calling out for Clive to hurry. Clive, I found something. He bursts into the room, his footsteps heavy with urgency. Over here. He sees you holding the diary, his eyes narrowing. What the hell did you find? You show him the diary. It's Emily's. He glances at you with a solemn look. Christ, did you read any of it yet? Just starting to. None of these entries are dated. Well, what do they say? Jacob's different from everyone else. He listens. He came from Augusta about a year ago, quiet at first, but we started talking about Kurt and it was like we've known each other forever. He gets me, but sometimes I feel like I'm drowning in things I can't control. He wants to show me the city, he wants to show me more than this place. I want to go, but I'm scared. He's always around when I need him, but no, now I don't know. Ah! He downplayed their relationship. Oh, I missed that bit. Sorry, peeps. Downplayed their relationship. The evidence is undeniable. He was way more involved than he let on. What else does it say? Sometimes I come here to the store just to sit with Sarah and Jacob. We get high in the back corner where nobody can see us. It's the only time I feel I can breathe, you know. He's mentioned stuff like MDMA and cocaine. He says it's nothing, just a way to feel free. I don't want to think anymore. Part of me wants to believe him, but another part's telling me to run the other way. MDMA, cocaine, that's a red flag. If Jacob's pushing drugs, that's a whole different ballgame. It would be consistent with what I've been told and the evidence I found in his apartment. That motherfucker was so brazen in his lies. You searched his apartment without warrant? Jesus, Squish. God damn it, you could fuck this whole thing up. The door was open, just forget about it. Everything I learnt is confirmed right here anyway. Clive shakes his head, urging you to continue reading, in his frustration visibly mounting. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Jacob keeps pushing things, talking about drugs like it's nothing. He offered me MDMA last week, and then today he mentioned cocaine. He's always pulling me in different directions, telling me how dangerous the world is, how we could get out of here together, but I know the kind of people he's mixed up with, the ones in Portland. I've heard rumours. Oh my god, she's talking about escaping to Portland. There's definitely something bigger going on here. I hate being here. I even stand here in my own home. Mum's back on with Tommy and he scares me. He hit her again just last week and I know he could do the same if I same to me if I got in his way. I don't feel safe. I don't think I now I think Paul is following me too. I just want to leave this place. Jacob says if I come with him I can. We can leave it all behind. I don't know other people. He owes Portland. They're dangerous. Tommy, I knew there was something off about him. Clive runs his hand over his face, the gravity of the situation setting in. But this is more than we thought. She was terrified, and now she's dead. There is definitely a lot more to Jacob Turner than we thought. The fuck was that? Come on, let's go check it out. The man lies sprawled on his back in the middle of the floor, his eyes shut but faintly groans escaping his lips as if he's trapped in some half-conscious nightmare. His clothes are dirtied and the dust clings to his skin. It's hard to tell if he's knocked out or just too lost in his own delirium to move. Eddie Blake? The man jolts awake, his body jerking upright in a sudden, violent motion, as if the shock of reality has just hit him. His eyes snap open, wide and unblinking, darting around space in confusion. He begins to blink rapidly as though trying to clear the fog in his mind, his breath coming in quick, even gasps. For a moment he seems to struggle with the disorientation reality of where he is. I think he fell from the second floor. You're right, Chief. He winces, grimacing as he shifts his weight, his hand moving to his back with a pained expression. My back, damn, that ain't right. Someone say my name? He groans again, clearly struggling to push through the pain, his posture hunched like he's trying to curl into himself, decide who should take the lead in questioning Eddie. Eddie, you've been around long enough for people to notice we're trying to make sense of what happened yesterday morning with Emily. Were you here? Did you see anything? We need to know. His head jerks towards Clive, his eyes vacant and unfocused, his words slow and deliberate, but they drift like leaves caught in the wind, almost as if he's speaking to himself. People don't see, people don't hear, not really. They just think they do. Like the mall is empty, but not empty, you know? Excuse me. It's full of things that don't belong. Sometimes I think it watches you. You ever think that? Like you walk in and it's got you. Oh my god, hiccup. It doesn't let you go. Excuse me. Eddie's voice rises and falls like a broken radio, each word slipping between confusion and something more disturbing. His eyes dash around, not confused, not focused on anything specific, as though the world around him is as translucent as his thoughts. You lean forward, trying to pin down Eddie's means of support. You've been staying at the Moonview Hotel for a while now. How do you pay for that? People don't just hang around here without a way to make money. His eyes scan the room, avoiding direct eye contact, a grin tugging at his lips. Mammon, filthy mammons. Just a little piece of paper, ain't it? It's not real, not really. You can't take it with you. It's like a story in the Bible, you know, about the rich man and the camel, or was it the needle? Whatever it was, it's harder for a man with too much to get through, ain't it? So you're saying you don't need money, but how do you pay for the motel? His grin widens, but there's an unsettling gleam in his eyes. I didn't say that at all. It's just there's ways, you know, ways that don't need to be seen. People leave things behind, things they don't even know they lost, and sometimes that's enough. Maybe it's enough for me too. Clive's frustration grows, a sharp glint appearing in his eyes as he tries to reel Eddie back to reality, decide who should continue questioning Eddie. Clive presses further. We've talked about what happened to Emily. Do you even fucking know about that? Eddie's fingers trap nervously on his legs, his voice shifting between quiet reflection and erratic rambling. Emily, she was quiet like a bird before it flies. People, they never listen to the ones that just want to fly. Not really. They look at them, but they don't see. She had a thing about her, a look in her eyes, like she could see things, like she knew things she wasn't supposed to. Eddie's eyes glaze over as he talks, his words spiralling further from reality. He's no longer speaking to either of you. He's lost in a reverie of his own making, and whatever he's seen is a million miles away from the stark emptiness of the moor. Decide who should continue questioning. Go on, Clive. You press harder. Okay, so you noticed something about her. What the fuck does that mean, Eddie? Did you see her that night, yesterday morning? Eddie's voice softens, speaking as if he's forgotten who he's talking to, his tone more whimsical than ever and his gaze never staying fixed. Sometimes people go places, they think they're going somewhere, but they just end up in places like this. They come in and sit down. The air's thick, like something's coming, but they don't know. It doesn't matter if they know. It's just part of the plan, you know. She didn't understand. No one does. They think it's the people around them. They think they talk it away, but you can't. The air feels heavier now, thick with confusion, the faint scent of mildew. Eddie's voice weaves in and out of focus, leaving more questions than answers, but something in the way he speaks, his disjointed thoughts, creating a tension, a feeling that he's circling something dark without ever landing on it. We know Emily was here in the past. Did you talk to her? His face is a strange realization, like the words are suddenly hard for him to hold onto. You watch him closely, trying to keep the unease from creeping into your voice. Something about him, his eyes, his body language, sends a shiver down your spine. I see people that come and go, the ones who think they can just take things and leave, but they don't leave, not really, not the way they think. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. Sometimes they stay, but they don't know it. They don't know what they are staying for. His voice trembles slightly now, something frantically lurking just below the surface. There's a sense that he's reaching for something just beyond his grasp, his words becoming more unpredictable, his eyes flickering from one spot to the next. This is going nowhere. It's time to raise the stakes. Okay, right, I am going to have to leave this video there. So, if you do like this content, please subscribe, comment, like, share, and let me know your thoughts. I am Squishalski, and this has been RPG Maker with. We are getting to the end, but I am running out of time for this video, so I am going to leave it there. But until next time, I will say goodbye, and I will catch you all later. So bye-bye for now.